Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaur Premanande Hari Bol. So we'll say a little Mangalacharna. Oh, yes.
For the sake of videography, we're going to move it to the other side.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all for coming, and I'm very honored to be able to speak something or say something about Balaram. I'd first like to start with Mangalacharna, and I'd like to offer my prostrated obeisances unto all the senior devotees. Actually, I'm looking into the crowd, and all of you are senior in age, plus senior in Krishna consciousness, senior in realization. And I was just thinking about when I was on the way here, there was I saw like a Marines ad, and then I was just thinking that the people on the front lines are the people who are the soldiers going forward, who are the first ones to always get in battle. They're the first ones to get, Hare Krishna. They're the ones who are the most junior, and the generals are all in the back. And they're planning about the next thing. So, even though I'm the most junior, I'm put here to speak. But as generals in Prabhupada's army and generals in Lord Krishna's army, Pandav Sena, please, I'm very much comforted by the association that if I say something that is that I don't know the answer to or don't know the Siddhanta behind, I have so many loving seniors that I can look to. So we'll say a little Mangalacharna. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Upakadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantha Radha Kantha Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha kalpadrubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam Pangum langayate girim Yat kripa tamaham bande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Param Ananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So today we are speaking about something that is very, very ecstatic, and today we're speaking about Lord Balaram. And as Chandrasekhar Maharaj has mentioned, that Balarama Purnima we celebrated 2 days ago, but any day is a good day to speak about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there's a verse that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say, that a cloudy day is not a bad day, but a bad day is a day that is without Krishna Katha. So many people see rainy day, rain, go away, come back another day. But when we are together and we're discussing the pastimes of Krishna and an expansion, Balaram, then actually that is actually the best day. So in India we call this festival Balarama Purnima or Balaram Jayanti. And this term Jayanti is the word, it's used for many comments like Gandhi Jayanti or many Jayantis. And in India, many great leaders, if you're a great leader, if you happen to be a great leader, they'll end if your birthday is this Jayanti. So like your name and then Jayanti. But there's a difference between the Jayanti or the birth of the Supreme Lord and the birth of a human being. The difference between the Supreme Lord and us, at least in the birth past, and how we take birth, is the jiva, who is us, is pushed through the womb of the mother without any what we want to do, what our likes or dislikes. We're pushed through the womb of the mother, through the father, and we have no control about where we're going. We didn't choose how we got here. We didn't choose what body it would be like. If I had a choice, I wouldn't be in this body. But we're all pushed by, what are we pushed by? Shariram yadavapnoti yat shape ukrabmanishvara grihitvaitani samyati vayon gandhani vashan. We are just like the fragrance in the air, like this nice tree has fragrance and it's being pushed to our noses by the wind. Same way, the previous past activities that we do is pushed to us into this certain body, and this body is a result of the past karmas and samskaras that we have inculcated in our previous lives and even previously in this current life, right? So, but the Lord is very different. Krishna and Balaram, when we discuss about them, it is appearance and disappearance, like the sun arises and sets. God decides where He wants to come. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya ch duskritam dharma samstapanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So some people even may claim, what is the difference between me and God? But the difference is, did you choose to be here? God chose to be here according to His desire, and He appears and disappears. We also, our body is going to die, if that's a news flash. But Krishna and Balaram, they're still here. We're still talking about them 5,000 years ago. I like to do this experiment. I'm engaged in cultivating young people in Brooklyn, and I do like to do this experiment. And I like to choose. Anybody want to volunteer? I need one volunteer. It could be. I have a question for you. Gotta be no. Any volunteer. Just raise your hand if you'd like to volunteer. I have one question for you. That's it. Okay, Gopal Chambu, very brave volunteer. Gopal Chambu, I have one question for you. It is a very serious question. What is the name of your great grandfather? Don't know. Don't know. Anybody? You know your name of great-grandfather? Okay. You know your name of great-grandfather? Wow, amazing, amazing. Now, how many generations can I go before you don't know? That's it. So your great-great-grandfather, now think about it. Your great-great-grandfather, your great-grandfather, they had a life. They definitely had kids. They had they had maybe some material opulence, some life, and in less than 300 years, we don't even know their names. We don't know anything about them. We don't know their pastimes. We don't know. We barely know anything, right? But we're super grateful for them, because if not them, we're not here. But what is it? They're not even. I can't a name on a sheet. This is what our great ancestors have been reduced to. But to this day, 5,000 years later, we are still discussing the pastimes of Krishna. We are still discussing what is happening in Vrindavan today. We're still discussing what is happening in Balaram. This is the difference between God and us. So, now we'll get to the Krishna and Balaram. Now, you may think, what is the difference between Krishna and Balaram? And Srila Prabhupada says, there are two differences between Krishna and Balaram. And actually, there's no difference. This is where the philosophy of Achintya Bheda Bhed Tattva. There's difference and non-difference. The difference between Krishna and Balaram are two. There's only two differences. One, Krishna is the color of blackish, and Balaram is white like the moon. Second difference, Krishna is the object of service, and Balaram gives service. He actually takes all service. Anybody who renders service, like I was just thinking about this temple. It's so beautiful, and when we were just driving here, I'm like, wow, this is the Sunday feast happening outside. Where can that happen? Definitely can't happen in Brooklyn. It's Sunday feast is happening outside. It's like a little family. I grew up in a temple like this. Like all the congregation knows each other. Everybody's friends with each other. 8th Avenue, West 8th, 379 West 8th Avenue. So this is so beautiful. But who are we to be thankful for this temple? This temple is actually, if we just look at it, there's 5 primary rasas, and Lord Balaram, he actually facilitates all 5 of them, and I won't name all of them, but this temple is the Shantaras. It's not the wood is not living, but it's how Balaram facilitates. He facilitates anything that is meant for the glorification of Krishna, because he is the supreme personality of servitor Godhead. Understand? So he likes to do any service. So he comes as Krishna's shoes, he comes as Krishna's dress, he comes as Krishna's ornaments. When we go to, anybody been to Vrindavan? Raise your hand if you've been to Vrindavan. Mayapur? Wow, so fortunate. So if you've been to Vrindavan, Mayapur, the dham is Balaram. He expands, and we all go to the dham. We do many spiritual things like chanting, but we do many unspiritual. We put our foot on Balaram. We have to use the restroom in the dham. We have to do so many things. Balaram tolerates all of that for what? The service of Krishna. So he's a servant of Krishna. He massages Krishna, and he's also a friend of Krishna. He can joke with Krishna. Also, he's the parent of Krishna. Like when Mother Yashoda the first day. Does anybody know the day when Krishna gets in charge of the cows? Because before he was known as Gopal. He was just taking care of the pals, the little cows, like the baby calves. Now on this day, which is coming soon, I mean not soon, relatively, but on this day he gets in charge of the cows, the full bird cows. Anybody know what that day is? Gopashtami. On Gopashtami, it comes during Kartik. That day, Krishna gets charge of the cows, and so Mother Yashoda gets very scared, and says, "Krishna he's still so young, he's still so small." And Nanda Maharaj has made the decision to take care of the Balaram. You protect him. Balaram, you protect him. So as a protector, he's like a parent. Same way when Krishna is when Krishna is taking the dirt from the ground and eating the dirt. Who is the one that rats Krishna out? Who tells on Krishna? Snitches get stitches. Balaram goes and tells Mother Yashoda, you know what your son did? Your son ate dirt. And then Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, what does he decide to do? He lies. He lies. And he says, no, Krishna, Mother Yashoda, no, I didn't eat any dirt. Balaram, he's just saying he's maybe a little jealous, but he also doesn't want to say anything against his superior, his older brother. So this pastime, this call is Mrid Bhakshan Lila, which is the pastime of God eating dirt. There's many reasons why. I remember a class by His Grace Hari Parshad Prabhu. He gives 26 reasons why Krishna ate the dirt of in Vrindavan. So one of the reasons I'll just share is he wanted to, because the dirt that he ate was from Vrindavan, and the dust of the devotees are all around Vrindavan. So he wanted to take the foot dust of his devotees, and he ate the dirt because of this. So amazing, actually. But we can see this Balaram Tattva, Shishi Nimanitai Ki, Srila Prabhupada Ki. So we can see this Vatsalya, this parenthood mood coming in Balaram. But there's a reason why this parenthood mood comes in Balaram. Anybody know why? Why does he want to be older? Yes. Back in Treta Yuga, Lakshman, which is non-different from Balaram, because Lakshman's brother is Ram, and he comes as the younger brother. So why is it a problem to be the younger brother? Because younger brother is always meant to serve the older brother. If you have any older siblings, don't tell them this. So Ram is immediately banished. He's banished within a second. Sita, another name for Sita is Ardhangini. Ardhangini means one who is a very chaste wife. So there's no, when Ram was banished, there was no compulsion for Sita to come. There was no compulsion. Sita said, I am a chaste wife, I must go. And even more, there is no compulsion for a brother to go. But he said, I will go and I will go with you, Ram. So they're going through the forest. They go to Chitrakoot. They go to all the forests. And what is Lakshman doing? He's paving the way. He's taking a sword and paving the way. And he makes huts for them. And all these. And when Guha, the king Guha, the first person who Ram met, he offered, for these 14 years, why don't you stay in my palace? You're away from Ayodhya. Just stay in my palace. And Ram said, no. My father banished me to where? The forest. And I must stay in the forest. I must stay in the grass. I must sleep on the floor. I am living the life of an ascetic. I eat the tree bark, and that's what I want to do. And Lakshman was furious. He said, when he sees he wants to give all comfort for the Lord. So what does he make a vow? He makes a vow that I will never sleep. I will never sleep. My whole night I will be guarding Sita and Ram. This is the personification of service. And you can see that this is an amazing thing to learn from Lord Balaram. When we come to the temple, if we're meditating on Lord Balaram, it is not what the temple, like what is that thing what JFK said? It is now, don't ask what the country can do for you. Ask what you can do for the country. Same way the mood of Balaram. Don't ask what the temple can do for you. Ask what you can do for Krishna. Ask what you can serve. But the mood is, how can I be of service? Can everybody repeat that? How can I be of service? And if you this is actually our natural position. Jivera swarupa hoy Krishna nitya das. Jivera tatashta shakti bheda bhed prakash. That if we just go from this mentality of I want to be served, I want this, I want that, I want so many things, to switching to that, how can I be of service in this situation? If we just switch that mood, it's kind of counterintuitive, but by the mercy of Krishna and the mercy of Balaram, we actually see, wow, that is our most natural position. Same way is we can see this Balaram Tattva expanding. It expands even to Gaur Lila. Balaram comes as Nityananda Prabhu, as here. And the most famous pastime of Nityananda Prabhu is the pastime of Jagai and Madhai, the first door-to-door book distribution. So he's preaching, and he wants to share the name of Gauranga, the name of Krishna, to everybody. Not just everybody. He wants to go to the most sinful people, the people who are actually adhama patita jiver dware dware giya. He says, I want to go to the most sinful people, and I want to go to all their houses and knock on their doors. So Nityananda Prabhu and his Sankirtan leader and his Sankirtan partner, Haridas Thakur. Imagine having a Sankirtan partner like Haridas Thakur. So he maybe just wants to chant his rounds. So he knocks on the door. And who opens? Jagai and Madhai. Jagai and Madhai are actually learned brahmanas. But they were reading Shastra for what? They were reading Shastra only to see what is the niyamas, what are the rules and regulations, and then I want to break those rules and regulations. This is their whole whole thing. And he says, please chant the name of Gauranga, chant the name of Krishna. And he says, Muke Hari Bholo Bhai, E Matra Bikha Chai. He says, I don't want your money. I don't want anything from you. Oh, the only alms I beg is please chant the names of Krishna. And hearing this, Madhai takes a clay pot and breaks it on the head of Nitai. And Nitai is Balaram. Nitai is Ananta Sesh. Ananta Sesh has on his hoods, the whole universe is resting. Millions of planets. And Jagai Madhai, these two insignificant little jivas, he was ready to be insulted by them just to give them the mercy of Mahaprabhu. And he's ready to catch them at the lotus feet and beg them, please chant Hare Krishna, please chant Gauranga. So, now a question comes in this pastime of Jagai and Madhai. When the pot hits the head of Lord Nityananda, what came from Lord Nityananda's head? Blood. Now, Krishna is Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha, right? He is the complete spirit. His body is eternality, knowledge, and bliss. There is no blood in Krishna. There's no blood in Krishna. But why did Nitai, who is Balaram, why did he bleed? Anybody have any ideas? It is the pastime. Our acharyas, specifically Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, says that the mentality of Nityananda, he realized these two people were so far away from approaching Lord Gauranga that Lord Chaitanya, he likes me the most. He likes me, Lord Nityananda, the most. And my Lord is Aham Bhakta Paradhino. He actually is completely dependent on his servants. And if these two people harm me, and if I show that I'm in pain, Lord Chaitanya will come quicker, and he will come and give them mercy faster. So externally he bleeds. Now think about it. Lakshman gets very angry, and he will immediately, if anybody insults Lord Ram, he will be the first one to kill. Balaram, he also doesn't take any nonsense. Now, what is Nitai? Nitai, he actually when Lord Chaitanya comes with this, he says, Chakra, I want to kill these men. Nityananda Prabhu falls at the feet and he says, in your previous incarnations, you have come to kill. You have come to kill the demons. But in this most merciful incarnation, Namo Mahavadanyaya, you are the most munificent. You have not come here to kill, you have come to deliver the most sinful people. So, Jaga and Madai, Lakshman would have killed, Balaram would have killed, but Nityananda Prabhu said, please do not kill them, give them your mercy. So Chaitanya, if you think about it, Lord Krishna, who does he give mercy to? Sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksayishyami masacha. He said, I will take care of you if you surrender everything unto me. Now, how practical is that? Kind of. You can say it's kind of practical. But we definitely need a little bit of help. More than, we're not able to sarva dharman parityaja. We're not able to surrender everything. Then we have Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya says, if you consider yourself humble, Trinadapi sunichena, tarorapi sahishana, if you do kirtan all day, and if you think you're unqualified, actually you're the most qualified, I'll give you mercy. Now what is our problem? Our problem is that even though we're not qualified, we think we're qualified. So who do we have to take shelter of? Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu says, I want to, even if you think you're qualified, like Jaga and Madai, I will still come. You know, like if you think of it like a school test, like Lord Krishna says, you must, if you want to go back to Godhead, you must get an 80 or above or 90 above. It's like, oh my gosh, that's a lot. that's a lot. 100. You got to get 100%. Lord Chaitanya says, okay, just come and at least try your best. Try your best on the test. And Lord Nityananda says, don't worry, I will take the test for you. I'll take the test for you. And then, if you think about it, who is the incarnation of Lord Nityananda's mercy? We have Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada says, don't even come to school, I will come and give you the test at home. So this mercy is actually, this mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada was once asked, how do I get the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu? And Prabhupada answered, how can you escape it? So this is the mercy of Nityananda. Prabhupada is the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. If we were living in Long Island, and if we didn't have Srila Prabhupada, what would our lives be? I guarantee I would not be hanging out with any of you. Maybe you guys are very nice people. Maybe I guarantee we don't have any common interests. Our common interest is Krishna. And Prabhupada brought us that. So, this tattva of Balaram is so brilliant. It is so brilliant. When we worship Krishna, how can we without the potency of Balaram? So, in Vrindavan, in Ram Leela, in Gaur Leela, Lord Nityananda, Lord Lakshman, and Balaram himself, they're simply doing service, and that makes him Guru. It makes him the Adi Guru, the original spiritual master. Because the spiritual master is the one who engages us in devotional service. And with his Shakti, he is able to engage us in service. Some people ask, why do we need a guru? It's just me and Krishna. No. But it's just me and God. Why do I need a person? Why do I need a guru? Big question. This was asked to a great devotee. And the great devotee said, okay, he told the disciple, why do I need a guru? He says, why don't you take this, there's a fire here, why don't you put your hand in fire? Guru Maharaj, the fire is too hot. Now what if I take a steel piece of metal and I put that in the fire? Am I not touching the fire? Yes, because I'm feeling the heat of fire. So he said, this is the spiritual master. We are not able to understand Krishna. We have no understanding of Krishna. But through the via medium of the spiritual master, that by the metal rod, you can feel the heat of spiritual life in a way that is understandable to you. So many spiritual masters have come. Like we have Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Srila Prabhupada, and all our spiritual masters now, who make the Krishna conscious process flow in the way that is relevant to our lives. So this is the amazing mercy of Lord Balaram. And I just wanted to finish off with one pastime of Balaram, which we don't usually discuss a lot. Whenever we discuss Lord Balaram, we always discuss we may discuss Pralambhasura, how he smashed the head of the demon. We discuss the pastime of Dhenukasura, when Balaram takes the ass demon, the donkey demon, and swings him like a fan and kills him like this. But there's one pastime that we usually don't discuss, which is the pastime of when Balaram is on his yatra. Balaram, he hears there's a Kurukshetra war, and there's the whole thing, and he's like, thanks but no thanks, and I'm just going to walk away. And so he heads to the sacred places. And in one of the sacred places, he sees a Bhagavatam class going on, just like this one. And he sees, and the Supreme Personality, imagine the Supreme Personality of Godhead comes to your Bhagavatam class. What do? Whenever a respected personality comes into the room, the etiquette of everyone is first, not people pay obeisances, but actually the respect from this pastime, everybody must stand up. If some great personality comes, you must stand up. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead comes, Balaram comes, everybody understands that this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One person did not understand, and that was the speaker. Just like this one, just like I'm sitting on a special mat, the speaker didn't stand up. And who is that speaker? Roma Harshana Sutta. And Roma Harshana Sutta does not stand up, because he thinks I'm giving the class. I'm the respectable one. I have the garland. I have the mic. I have the elevated platform. I am the speaker here. Balaram comes. Everybody stands up. And he did not honor Balaram. He didn't even recognize the Adi Guru, the original spiritual master, where all knowledge comes from. Now Balaram says one very beautiful verse, and just because he wants to get the point across to everybody, and I just wanted to end with this verse because it's a very good meditation verse. This is directly from the Srimad Bhagavatam, and I'll give you the Sanskrit. Risher Bhagavato Bhutva Shishyo Dhitya Bahuni Cha Setihasa Puranani Dharma Shastrani Sarvashaha Adantasya Vinitasya Vrita Panditamanina Nagunaya Bhavanti Sma Natasyeva Jitatmana. He says this to Roma Harsham Sutta. What does he tell to Roma Harsham Sutta? Risher Bhagavato Bhutva Shishyo Dhita Bahunicha. He says, you are a great rishi. You're speaking on the Bhagavatam. You have a very good guru. Who is your guru? Vyasdev. Shishyo Dhitaya Bahunicha. You have many shishyas. You have many disciples. And what else do you know? Say itihasa. You know all the itihasas. Itihasa means iti ahasa. Thus it happened. You know all the histories. Mahabharata, Ramayana, Puranani. You know all the Puranas. Dharma Shastra. You know Dharma Shastrani Sarvasha. Sarva means all. You know everything. All the Dharma Shastras. Adantasya Vinitasya. He says, you are not self-controlled. You're not humble. Vrita Pandita Manina. He says you still think you're some sort of scholar. Pandita. Na gunaya bhavanti sma. You have no gunas. You have no good qualities. And therefore you do not have good qualities. Natasyeva jitatmana. He said all your study has not brought any good qualities. So you are like a stage performer. You're like a natasya, like a dancer amongst the people. This is very heavy by Lord Balaram, right? This is when we we should make a serious study, and when the process of bhakti yoga is enacted, it should, when we read Srila Prabhupada's books, when we chant Hare Krishna, when we come to the temple every Sunday, we should see what is changing in us. This is a great lesson to take away today. What are we taking from this experience? In traditional Vedic society, when you leave a temple, you should actually, if you look at in Sri Rangam, in Tirupati, in any of these ancient Vedic temples, outside there's a little bench, and I forget the Sanskrit term for it, but you're supposed to sit there. You shouldn't just rush out of the temple, get in your car, and just go home. You should sit outside of the temple and think, I had darshan of Krishna today. I had the Sangha of devotees. I got to honor the Mahaprasad of Krishna. What effect did it have on me? What change did it bring in my life? If we're coming to the temple 5, 10, 15, 20 years, still the same person as before, the process of Bhakti Yoga may or may not have worked. We must not ask, what is wrong with the temple? We must ask, how am I not enacting the process of Bhakti Yoga in our life? So, same way when we practice, what Lord Balaram is teaching through the via medium of Roma Harshana Sutta is that when we study Srila Prabhupada's books, when we memorize the Bhagavatam, when we memorize the Gita, which we should do, we should always have that Shastriki Shraddha. It is very important to read and study. But if these things, and this can expand to any aspect of devotional service. If we do kirtan, and it goes to our head, and we're not humble, I'm the best kirtaniya, I must sing. And if I cook, I'm so good at cooking, I'm looking for praise. And if I do this, if I do that, and if I do so many things, and if it just goes to our head, natasyeva jitatmana, you're just like a dancer to your senses. This is the lesson from Balaram. So the powerful way is that when we learn all these things, how can I get better? How can I be used in the service of the Lord more and more? This is how we can Roma Harshana Sutta. And Roma Harshana Sutta, if you're wondering, just to close out the story, if you're wondering what happens to him, Lord Balaram gets furious, takes a piece of grass, like how we see here, a piece of kusha grass, taps it on his head, and immediately Roma Harshana Sutta leaves his body. This is the result of one who gets pride in what they do. So this is the general teaching of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina maradena kirtaniya sadahari. And if you want to, if you look at it, the middle of the Gita, there's how many verses in the Gita? 700. Anybody know, for an extra scoop of halwa on behalf, sponsored by Chandrasekhar Maharaj, what is the 350th verse right in the middle? Or 351? Right in the middle. Very famous verse. If you look at it, it's 700 verses. It's amazing that Krishna put this right in the middle. Because if you think about it, is the end of the book the most important? The beginning of the book most important? The middle of the book is quite important. The middle of the 350th verse has something to do with this devotee. Hint. I'm forgetting what chapter it is. The verse is, if you want, let's say it together. Mahatmanas tumam partha devim prakritim ashrita bhajantya nanya manaso gyatva bhutadam avyayam. This is about the devotee. The devotee, he takes shelter of what? The Devi Prakriti. The superior form of the Lord. What is the exact next verse after this? It is the qualities of the devotee. The 351st verse. It's Satatam Kirtayanto Mam Yatanta Chadrida Vrita. So if a devotee, which all of us, we should aspire to take shelter of Devi Prakriti. And whenever Prabhupada speaks about Devi Prakriti, he always says Devi Prakriti means Srimati Radharani. And if you want to take shelter of Srimati Radharani, you must act in such a way. And what is the action? Satatam kirtayanto mam. And how do you do satatam kirtayanto mam? Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna. You need that humility. And if you're humble like a blade of grass and tolerant as a tree, you can do kirtan for the rest of your life. So these are some few thoughts. I know it was maybe like drinking through a fire hose. I had a lot of points, but thank you for tolerating me. And if there's any, do we have time for comments or questions? If there's any comments or questions or corrections, I would like to take them now. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Any questions, comments?
And as usual, if you have a question, comment, please come here to this microphone. That way, not only can Hadai hear it, but also everyone else can hear it, and it'll be recorded. I had a couple of questions, but you kind of answered them in the course of in your discussion. But I'll ask one that occurred to me, and maybe Krishna will inspire you to come up with an answer for it. And the question is, why didn't Balaram give Romaharshan a second chance? He just killed him on the spot. That it never occurred to me before. I've heard the story many times, but it never occurred to me before. Do you have a answer for that?
I was thinking this also. It's quite harsh.
Yeah, it is quite harsh. Well, of course, we just have one lifetime. No, we have many lifetimes. So obviously, he had a chance to move on in another lifetime. But I guess it was pretty dramatic to.
Yeah.
And the very ironic thing about it was that Romaharshan had just been blessed to have a long life by all those sages in that assembly. They had just blessed him that he would live a long life. And just a few moments later, Balaram comes and kills him.
Yeah.
That's pretty ironic,
Yeah, maybe the punishment fits the criminal, because there's a difference between, maybe now with the political situation, maybe this is not the right example. There's a difference between when I commit a crime and when the president commits a crime. Because when somebody in a and this is just my thoughts on it, when someone of power commits a crime, there's some heaviness to it. For example, if a child does something wrong, if he takes a can of tomatoes from the store, he may not be chastised. Oh, you shouldn't have done that. But if I go take a can of tomatoes from the store, I'll be charged with shoplifting and so many things. So I'm thinking why the punishment was so heavy was because he should have known better. Because he has, as this verse says, Seti hasa puranani dharma shastrani sarvasa. He has read all the shastras, he has read everything, and he's still acting like this. And he's not able to see Krishna when he comes in. when he's not able to recognize Balaram. So maybe Balaram, it's the same question. We're meditating on Janmashtami. Why did the six? Why does Narada Muni we're doing a drama in Radha in the temple next Saturday about Krishna's appearance, and then the most interesting figure in the whole Bhagavatam, I feel, is Narada Muni. Why does he do any of the things that he does?
He's a mixer.
Yeah, he mixes things up. Comes as oh Devaki, you can keep the first child. I'm only interested in the eighth child. Narada Muni says, no, but the way you count, it could be the first child, it could be the second child, it could be the third child. You don't know how he's going to count. It's very dangerous. And then so Kamsa is yeah, you're right, Narada Muni. And so the purport is he wanted to further speed up the pastimes of the Lord.
Krishna would kill him fast, get around to it.
Same way the Leelas of the Lord are unexplainable. So maybe we have to go to an Acharya's commentary and see what it is. That's what I might.
Others have questions? Please come to the mic. Oh, Nityananda Sumirmal has a question.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, we have seen the Mahabharata. So, Lord Balaram always was neutral and he never take any part, not Pandava, not Kuru. So, I'm giving you one example also, that way you know why I neutral. So, when Jarasandha and Duryodhana, they were fighting, so Krishna make all tricks is there, but Balaram was objecting him. And Krishna stopped him and he left that place. So you know the story. So why he is always is indirectly supporting Duryodhana? So this is like a question to you. What do you understand that thing? Why he is
What
acting like
I've
that?
understood is the Kauravas were his students because he's Adi Guru. When Balaram is going was this pastime of when Shatraji gets killed, the Shamantaka jewel. Balaram is also walking and he goes and he stays in Mithila for some time, and he goes and he teaches there. So during this time, he goes to a certain place, and Balaram is known. What is his two things that he carries? Balaram, Gada and plow, right? Yeah, he carries the Gada and the plow. And Balaram is known for the best mace fighting. And who takes up? And Krishna is gone, and he's also when the Shamantaka jewel pastime is happening, and Krishna is going and looking, and where's the Shamantaka jewel, and this and that. Balaram says, I have a very good relationship with the king of Mithila. I'm just going to stay here. And Balaram does these things, and so Krishna goes with his party, and he goes and he finds the Shamantaka jewel with Jambavan and so many things. But when Balaram is staying in Mithila, somebody comes and says, "I want to learn mace fighting from you." And who is that? Duryodhana. And I actually met one devotee. I don't know how I respect his spiritual master, but I met one devotee in New Jersey once, and I asked him what his name was. He says, "My name is Duryodhan Guru Das." And like in ISKCON, I never call Gopal Champu Gopal. I call him it's Gopal. So many people, hey Duryodhan, Gariba. Yeah. Because who is the spiritual master of Duryodhan? Balaram. So when the kids are fighting, don't take a side. so that's how I understood it.
Nityananda, speak into the microphone.
Nityananda.
The Duryodhana and Bhim both were
Students.
the students of
Yeah,
Balaram.
Balaram.
They learned Gada
Gada.
from him. So maybe that is the conclusion,
Yeah,
is
it's
that he does not want to take
stayed
any
neutral.
part. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. Hey, it's Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Horrible. Thank you for your nice talk. I have one question, like a very simple question. I got this answer different places, but I heard from this, nice devotee from your mouth. So, your side, the Krishna is Purna, Purnamidang, Purnameva Vashyate. So, why he need in every incarnation somehow in some form of Balaram? So, could you explain a little bit more nicely, so that I can understand. I want to collect this answer, so actually myself, to satisfy myself. Yeah, Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Maybe Chandrasekhar Maharaj can add, but what I understand is when Krishna comes, he comes with all his associates. When we see that when the Bhumi is praying to Brahma, right? When Bhumi is praying to Brahma, he says Krishna will come with all his associates. So same way, when Krishna comes, he comes with his energies. Parasya Shaktir Vividheva Shruyate. So same way, Balaram is one of his energies. It's just how to serve him. So same way, we have a nice temple. We have Krishna, Nimai Nitai, but we also have the temple, which is Balaram. We have Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he has shoes, he has clothes, he has this. He is meant to facilitate the pastimes. That's how I understand. Chandrasekhar Maharaj, would you like to add something to this?
Well, the only thing I would add to it is that it's the same thing with the Panchatattva. Panchatattvatmakam, Krishna's what is Panchatattvatmakam?
Krishnam Bhaktarupa
Pakam Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti Shaktikam. So he comes with all these different expansions, because a single person can have a single relationship, whereas a group of people can have multiple relationships. Like Krishna didn't have a good relationship with Duryodhana, but Balaram did, which is interesting, So, Krishna couldn't relate to Duryodhana, but Balaram did. And so, in some form or another, Krishna is able to engage or connect. And then when we see the interchange between the actual manifestations of the Supreme Lord, we learn something from that as well. So that gives us kind of another three-dimensional look into the transcendental world, where it isn't just one manifestation of the Supreme Lord, but there may be several there, and usually there are. Krishna never comes alone. He comes with his whole entourage. With Lord Chaitanya, he came with his entourage. With Ramachandra, he came with his entourage. And of course, with Lord Chaitanya, he came with his entourage, his weapons, companions, confidential associates, etc. That's how I would add.
That's perfect. Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you. One question I have. I know Bhava with Tatastha Shakti and Krishna. They have different type of Bhava. Like Kangsha also had a Bhava to Krishna, but that Bhava is like negative sense, but that is also counted in the Bhava. So as when Krishna incarnates, all his Shangopanga comes.
Yeah.
So can I explain like this way? Kangsha also, one of the Bhava came at that time when Krishna was there. With that type of Bhava? Or like Jagai Madai came when...
Kamsa, you're saying Kamsa is a Bhava of Krishna?
Yeah, like it's a negative sense. He had crude and anxiety when he heard about Krishna and everything. Is it also part? Because everything in this universe is part and parcel of Krishna. So that crude with Krishna and Kangsha, also type of Bhava, but which is negative Bhava. So is it when Krishna comes as an incarnate, is it like all play rules here in his incarnation time? Is it goes like that for any negative like Jarasandha, Shishupal?
I was thinking of this, that in the third canto, when Maharaj used to live with us, we were studying this amazing section of Jay and Vijay. Remember those classes, Maharaj? We were studying this passage of Jay and Vijay, and I found it super interesting that when this pastime in the third canto, when the Kumaras come to the gates of Vaikuntha, Jay and Vijay stops, Kumaras get angry, and Jay and Vijay basically they get cursed, and then Vishnu comes. So when Lord Vishnu comes, then actually now the question is, whose fault is it? Is it the Kumaras' fault for getting angry?
Yeah.
Is it Jay and Vijay's fault for
stopping them?
And then so the Bhagavatam says it's none of their fault.
Yeah, it's job he's doing.
No, so it's not both of their fault. Krishna himself, Vishnu comes himself, says, actually no, it's my fault. He says, actually I planned all of this to happen.
That's what my question is.
I planned the four Kumaras, I planned the Jay and Vijay, so so same like that. Yeah.
So you have different types.
Ah.
He's a plant who is writing the script.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Ramaharshana Sutta is obviously a very, very exalted personality. So, what would cause him to create an offense? Or we have other personalities also that are very, very exalted, like Durvasa Muni, and they create offense. What causes them to create offense?
It's offenses. When we start committing offenses, it's also an attitude about how we look at things. It's like pride first comes in, as the verse says, as when pride enters the heart, then we become lax in our practices. And you can see if you want to stop being if when I was in my mind, I'm like, okay, I may be offensive. I see has pride gone in my heart. And if pride has gone in my heart, then actually, how do I know if pride's gone in my heart? Then I'm lax with my practices. And if I'm lax with my practices, I make justification why I'm lax with my practices. So, same way, Ramaharshana Sutta, based on this verse I'm speaking, is that pride must have entered his heart. And because of that, he is lax with his achar, not pickle, his behavior and how he's behaving with it. And because he's behaving, then he's justifying that I don't have to pay obeisance to Balaram because XYZ. This is my understanding. Maharaj, would you like to add to that? Anything?
No, I don't think I do.
One other question, when you said that Krishna come into this world by his free will, but we did not come into this world by our free will, but then we have free will, independence. So how did we come here if we didn't come by our free will?
This question is a little I think I might have to push it over to Chandrasekhar Maharaj.
Well, everybody has free will, including Krishna. But he chooses to come here because he's carrying out his pastimes, if I understood the question correctly. But even in the spiritual world, we have free will. And so when the living entity, it's sometimes spoken by the acharyas that we have something called causeless unwillingness to serve. That the devotee, he's serving Krishna 24/7 in the spiritual world, otherwise he wouldn't be there. However, there is some capacity to think, why can't I sometimes be in the center, like Krishna is in the center? It's a passing thought, but immediately it earns you a ticket to guess where. And we're all here at guess where Loka, so... And we're trying to figure out how to get back. So we've misused our free will. And although a person who is engaged in devotional service will earn their way back to the spiritual world, and generally, once one's been here once, then the idea is one will never fall. But essentially that free will never vanishes, not before one comes to the material world, not during the time that he's in the material world, nor when he returns. It's always a possibility one could come back here again. If one indulges the attitude, and this is all what it boils down to, is attitudes, indulges the attitude that why can't I be in the center like Krishna? And so there's no, long protracted plan of coming to the material world. One just has the idea to be like God, to be in the center, and then one gets the opportunity to come here, and then one makes material plans with material desires and gets entangled into many, many lifetimes. So I'm not sure, was that the question or not? Who was it? Oh, Jimona, was that your question? Or did...
Thank you, Maharaj. Is that okay? Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Lord Balaram ki,
Jai.
Prabhupada ki,
Jai.
Gaur Premanande.
Haribo.